Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Pumpkin Picks back with another video, and let's get right to this, okay? And I'm already starting off in the wrong foot in this freaking match, but let's get right to this. UFC Corey Sandhagen versus Davidson Figueiredo, and these are my predictions. Now, again, some people might just call me a casual, but I actually think this fight's pretty good, but I still don't even know a lot of these fighters. Okay, Jim Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. I usually go with the European fighter that's a female fighter, especially from this area because this area is known to be very gritty. So Ivana Petrovic, that's really the only person. Gaston Bolaños versus Quang Lee. I forgot who I saw Gaston Bolaños fight, and I think he's coming off a loss, and his record isn't the best. But I remember thinking to myself that his last fight, he was fighting someone pretty good. I think it was who's that fighter that just fought the one Salvadorian fighter, and he trains with something McGee, Marcus McGee. Gaston Bolaños fought Marcus McGee, and I think he actually did fairly well. He even took him to the second round. Marcus McGee, I've known about his skill for quite some time now. I knew that even Sean O'Malley would always talk about how good his striking is. So I rate Marcus McGee, and besides the one Salvadorian fighter that just took him and took the third round for him off leg kicks, Gaston Bolaños was the only one that really was able to take Marcus McGee to the second round. So Quang Lee, I know he's mid. I have Gaston Bolaños winning this fight. So one Peruvian fighter. Okay, from there, I don't really know the rest. Yana Santos, Misha Tate. Misha Tate is somehow still gritty. And these fighters in the women's divisions, they're low-key trash. Okay? They're all trash. Misha Tate, I think she's in her 40s, but she's still getting the work done. I still think that as bad as Misha Tate is, and look, you look at Misha Tate's striking, dude, her striking is horrendous. Especially when she was in her prime. Like, the top of the women's division has made their way. Like, they've made leaps and jumps over what they were 10 years ago. But the truth is that she could still, as bad as Misha Tate is right now and how much past her prime she is, she could still hang with some of the people that are in the lower ranked division, like lower ranked of her division. So that is bad for the women's division, and the fact that you still have a pioneer of this sport in the women's division still making a name for herself, or making some type of basically having an area or spot for her. Like, you guys can still feed her fights where she could be competitive and win. Like, this is bad for the women's weight division. So I have Misha Tate in this fight, and she's actually the favorite. Wow, I thought that was only me going with this pick. Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. I don't know much about Mason Jones, but the truth is, Jeremy Stephens. Look, everyone expecting that this dude's gonna come back and get a win. They are Disney Plus merchants. I was listening to Chael Sonnen say something today, and he said that Jeremy Stephens, he didn't take any performance enhancement drugs. So people who typically don't take drugs or some type of performance enhancements, they tend to have a better and longer career. Chael Sonnen always has a way of fighting or boosting up the underdogs, but this fight isn't going to be close. Mason Jones is going to walk right through Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens, he's what's happening to him, or what happened to him, is what should happen to the normal fighter, which is they were good at one point. I think he even got to a point where he was in the top 5, and after that Jose Aldo loss, he never really picked up any momentum again, because there was a point where we all thought maybe Jeremy Stephens can make it to the title, which I think is actually kind of foolish to think of that, especially when you still had, like, this is the Volkanovski and Max era where they literally them two cleaned out the division, like from top 1 to top 15. It's insane. But Jeremy Stevens is losing. Guaranteed. Mason Jones, guaranteed winning. It's not going to be close, I think. Cameron Smotherman versus Shiri City. I actually don't know anything about this fight. Maybe I'm a casual. I don't know. Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. This is actually a really good fight because Montel Jackson, he's all right. I've heard people say that he's this good prospect. He's 33 years old. Okay, he hasn't fought in a while. And he's pretty tough for his division. But Daniel Marcos, undefeated. He just came off the Adrian Yanez win, which, if you guys remember, in the third round, this dude had like the weirdest third round where he was literally just like walking back and basically just gave up. It's like he had gassed out and he was just walking away. I remember when I was watching this fight, I'm like, dude, another fighter, like, you cannot come to a fight with this gas tank. But I was seeing Montel Jackson fight. I don't think he's all that, and I think I was seeing his fight with JP Bai, is it? And I saw someone mentioned, or heard someone mention that this dude has some type of Olympic medal. It's not wrestling, because he was getting out wrestled for a good portion of the of the JP Bai fight. But I was looking at both of them. For some reason, when I make these videos, I get tired. But I was looking at both of their resumes. Montel Jackson has not fought anyone that really that good. At least not anyone to the level of Adrian Yanez. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Marcos as my underdog fight. Although I could very well easily see Montel Jackson winning because he's pretty tough for his division, and I think Daniel Marcos is not tall at all. He's like 5'7" maybe, and then Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. This is easy money. If you guys want to make good money, put money on Santiago Ponzinibbio. Daniel Rodriguez, I don't even know. This should be a 3-1 dog. Daniel Rodriguez is way past his prime. Okay, like, he's not good anymore. Santiago Ponzinibbio is 0-2, but, like, no, this fight should not be close. In both of their peak, you had Santiago Ponzinibbio leaps and bounds ahead of Daniel Rodriguez, but in 2025 it's gotten closer, but Daniel Rodriguez is not good anymore. Like, the fact that I think he went on to beat Kevin Lee at one point, like, dude, no, that might have been peak Daniel Rodriguez. This is way past his prime Daniel Rodriguez. So Renier de Ritter versus Bo Nickel. Now, I keep hearing a lot of the people from ESPN say, oh, people they're over criticizing Bo Nickel because he beat Craig, what's his name? Paul Craig, three rounds to 0. Oh, why am I fucking yawning when I make these videos? 3 rounds to 0. So you're like, oh, like, he didn't even get off first gear. The fact is that he's been working on his striking for, I'm gonna say, 4 years minimum. Like, he's been in the UFC for a couple years now. So he's been working on his striking for a good minute. And he fought the worst striker in the UFC, arguably. Paul Craig has no hands. This dude's trash. He has a good grappling, but I still would have given to Bo Nickel, and Bo Nickel didn't want to engage in the grappling. So can he go? I think this is a winnable fight. Still, if Bo Nickel decides to keep it on standing up. The truth is that if he goes down on the ground with Renier de Ritter, he's putting himself in danger, and he's giving Renier de Ritter the opportunity to win. But I saw a lot of DC and Chosen say you have to stick to what you're good at. There's one thing is like fighting with the ego and then fighting smart. If you need to fight smart. The smart thing will be keeping Bo Nickel on the feet. I think he still has what it takes to beat Renier de Ritter standing up. So But I have Bo Nickel winning. It should not be 3-1 for Bo Nickel. I think this fight's actually a lot closer. Yeah, gosh, man, I cannot stop yawning. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, next on this fight, main event: Corey Sandhagen, Davison Figueiredo. I believe before before Corey Sandhagen had said that this is the best he's ever felt, or this is the most that he's felt like he was able to be champion. This fight was at 1.3-1, and now it's 5-1. 5-1. Look, I think Corey Sandhagen is gonna win. He's gonna win pretty clearly in my opinion, but I just think 5-1 is a bit disrespectful. Davison Figueiredo is a great grappler. He's a great grappler. He's a good power puncher, and I think he did pretty good with Peter Yan. I think he had it just as competitive as Corey Sandhagen did against Peter Yan with Davison Figueiredo. But that was a couple years ago. We're all assuming Corey Sandhagen has grew. I'm going to go with Corey Sandhagen. And so anyways, if you guys like these videos, follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my TikTok. Pumpkin Picks out.